डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी.
Hello friends, welcome to Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Open University, Ahmedabad. Myself, Dr. Vinod L. Desai, Associate Professor, PG Department of Computer Science and Technology, Vidyanagar. In today's session, we will talk regarding network, types of networks and various network topologies involved in the networking services. What is network? So computer network, as we already discussed in the previous sessions, and again we will discuss it right now. So simply when we are talking about networks, that means we can just imagine it's a group of computers which are connected with each other for a specific purpose. The purpose may be either to transmit the data, it may be the transmission of images, videos or any text data. Data may be anything. But whenever more than one computer gets connected and transmitting or communication takes place, we can say there is a network which are connected, or the computers are connected with the internet, which makes certain communication happening. So computer network again is defined as a group of computers connected to each other and follows similar kind of protocols for the purpose of sharing informations and having communication provided by the networking nodes. A network may be small, where it may include just one system, or maybe as large as what one may want. So there may be more than one systems, or as per the user's requirements, the computers may be connected to transmit on the communication for this specific purpose. The node may further be classified into various types. This includes personal computers, servers, networking hardwares and general host. Types of network. It is classified based upon the communication medium and geographical area. It is generally categorized into wired networks and wireless networks. So let's move for the wired network. So what is one wired network? So simply wired network, that means there would be we can say connections using the wires. So it uses cables to connect devices such as laptops or desktop PCs to the internet or another network. The different types of wired networks or cabled networks includes coaxial cables, fiber optics, unshielded twisted pairs, shielded twisted pairs, cables, etc. While wireless network is a network which are not connected through wires or cables. That is called wireless network. These networks are established using radio frequency connections between nodes in the network. Examples includes laptops with WLAN, cards and TV remotes. It is also categorized in terms of geographical areas as well. It is categorized in the form of LAN, MAN and WAN. So what is LAN? LAN stands for local area network. So whenever we want to have computers connected within a single room, if we are having a room consisting of more than 10, 15 systems, and if we want to connect them with each other, then we will establish the connection using the connection mechanism. Then we can say we are having a LAN. In single organization, single educational institutions, if all these systems are connected with each other, then we can say we are having a LAN connection mechanism or internet or network mechanism. Two or more PCs can form a LAN, as we know in simple terms. That makes a LAN. Coaxial or Cat5 cables are normally used for connections to establish a LAN. Due to short distances, errors and noise are minimum. Data transfer rate is 10 to 100 Mbps. Various examples, or we can say that there may be industry, medical devices and computers connected within a limited range to create a network that enables real-time patient vital signals monitoring. In the retail industry as well, it connects point of sale, terminals, barcode scanners and inventory management systems within a definite or finite area, or we can say range, makes the use of LAN. There are various advantages of LAN and disadvantages as well. Among the advantages, the transmission of data and service is relatively higher than other network connections. The network servers act as a central unit for the whole network. It also suffers from certain limitations. The needs constant administrations of experienced engineers for functioning. A technical knowledge is required among the people who are managing the LAN. Then probably a leak of sensitive data by LAN administrations. So from the sensitive data point of view, it is having a we can say limitations in the LAN. It is MAN. So MAN stands for Metropolitan Area Network. It is designed to extend over a large area. So when we want to have a area or the system scattered beyond the organization, then we doesn't establish a LAN. LAN is already there, but that is not enough to exchange data or to share data with other organizations. We have to extend it. So in that sense, the MAN comes into a picture, connecting number of LANs to form a larger network. So the resources can be shared. Network can be up to 5 to 50 kilometers spread, owned by organizations or individuals. Data transfer rate is low compared to LAN. If we have to talk about the examples of a MAN, then we can say the different university campus across the city to share resources and facilitate collaborations between students and faculty. In a manufacturing industry as well, it connects different, we can say, plants of the company which is scattered across the city. The MAN is used in such environments to transfer or to establish the connections for the connections among the people who are involved in such kind of process of the plants. Advantages and disadvantages of MAN network. So in terms of advantage, it provides a full duplex data transmission in the network channels or services for devices. The network connections are covered in an entire city or some parts using the optical cables. It also suffers from certain disadvantages or limitations. The need for good quality hardware and the installation cost is very high. High probability of attack from hackers and cyber criminals due to large network as it is scattered across city. So it is also, we can say, sensitive from the hacking point of view. So MAN is also suffering such kind of limitations. WAN stands for Wide Area Network. It is a network of country and worldwide network. So when the city network is also wants to communicate with other cities or outside the country, then we can say that the WAN is the only options or the solutions to establish such kind of network. Makes the organization to communicate, transfer data beyond the boundary of their organization and country as well to other countries' organizations. It contains multiple LANs and MANs, distinguished in terms of geographical range across the geographical area of the organizations. It enables to transfer and communicate the data. It uses satellites and microwave relays. Data transfer rate depends upon ISP providers and varies over the location. If you have to talk regarding the examples of WAN, then it connects bank branches and ATM across vast geographical locations to enable secured and reliable financial transactions. In the transportation industry as well, it connects different logistic companies locations spread across the globe to enable real-time shipment tracking and optimize delivery routes. There are various advantages and disadvantages of WAN network also. Among that, the advantages is that this network covers a high geographical area and is used for large distance connection. So it allows us to cover the whole world in one sense. So it covers high or vast range of geographical areas to communicate and transfer the data. It also uses radio towers and connect channels for users. So this is another advantage of using a WAN, and it allows us to having a we can say various towers available across the globe to transmit the data. Then it also suffers from certain limitations. Among that, the first one is it is difficult to prevent hacking and debug a large network. So it's in security point of view, it also suffers from hacking challenge. High cost to set up the network and the support for experienced technicians is needed to manage the wide area network. Wireless LAN. Okay, so wireless LAN is simply a LAN, but it is now wireless. It is a LAN that uses high frequency radio waves for communication, provides short range connectivity with high speed data transmissions. Wireless LAN offers numerous advantages. Among that, it is reliable connections as it depends on reliable protocols. Protocols are simply, if you have to define, we can say it has a set of rules and regulations which enables a smooth and secured communication among the devices. Wireless LAN setup is a clean and brief network followed by a wireless setup, and as it does not include any physical connections and is easier to install. This network is advantageous for transmitting physical layout in dynamic workspaces. Businesses transforming and transferring offices do not affect network connectivity for longer periods of, as the setup doesn't include heavy cable connections and can be recommended or reconnected quickly to new places. Wireless LAN network also comes with certain drawbacks, or it suffers from certain limitations. Among that, the first one, it is also suffering from security headache, as these networks can be easily attacked by hackers, resulting in the loss of crucial records and information might be misused. In multiple wireless LAN, devices comes with equal frequencies. Together with cordless telephone or microwaves, there are chances of inflicting interference in this network. Reliability problem might occur in wireless LAN. The connection might turn much less steady in case of rain, excessive boundaries, or other barriers between the device and the community routers. Now, next is PAN, Personal Area Network. It is a network organized by the individual users for its personal use. Next is SAN, Storage Area Network. It connects server to the data storage devices via fiber optic cables, used for daily backup of organizations or to create a mirror copy of the storage. It is used to transfer data between the storage devices and servers. Also promotes the data transfer between storage systems. It is mainly utilized to access storage devices such as disk-based devices and tape libraries as well. It is a network which is not accessible via LAN. It includes switches, hosts, and storage devices that are interconnected through protocols, topologies, and technologies. Now, these were various kinds of networks where we discussed that network is categorized in previous slides in terms of LAN, MAN, WAN, wireless LAN, PAN, and SAN. Now, in these slides, we will talk about various topologies of networks. Topology is what we can say how the network is constructed within the organizations. So, it can be categorized in various types. So, the term topology refers the way in which the network is laid down or how its layout is constructed. Two or more devices connect to a link. Two or more links form a topology. The topology of a network is the geometric representations of the relationship of all the links and linking devices to one another. There are four basic topologies available in a network. Among that, The first one is mesh topology. The name indicates that the mesh topology is the one where each node is connected to every other node in the network. As you can see in the image, that each node is connected with the rest of other nodes. So all nodes is having the equal connections with rest of the nodes. A mesh topology can be a full mesh topology or a partially connected mesh topology. In a full mesh topology, every computer in the network has a connections to each of the other computers in the network. The number of connections in this network can be calculated using the formula n into bracket n minus 1 bracket close by 2, where n is the number of computers in the network. In a partially connected mesh topology, at least two of the computers in the network have connections to multiple other computers in that network. There are various advantages of mesh topology. Among that, the first one is it can handle high amounts of traffic because multiple devices can transmit data simultaneously. A failure of one device doesn't affect or break the network or transmission of data. Adding additional devices does not disrupt the transmission between other devices. Apart from advantages, mesh topology suffers from certain limitations. The cost to implement is higher than other network topologies, making it a less desirable option. Building and maintaining the topology is difficult and time consuming. The chance of redundant connections is high, which adds to the high cost and potentials for reduced efficiency. The next is star topology or star network as well. It is one of the most commonly used network setup. In this network, every node connects to the central network device like a hub, switch or computer. The central network device acts as a server and the peripheral devices acts as a client. Depending on the range or type of network card uses in each computer of the star topology, a coaxial cable or RJ45 network cable is used to connect computer together. The image shows a star topology or star network, where in the central we can see that there is a hub or switch through which all other nodes are getting connected and establishes the connections to transfer the data from one device to another devices. There are various advantages of a star topology. Among that, the first one is it is a centralized management of the network through the use of central computer, hub or switch. Easy to add another computer to the network. If one computer on the network fails, the rest of the network continues to function. That means if one system gets failed, that will not affect the overall functioning of the network. At the same time, if we are adding an extra device to the network, that will not affect, or we can say interrupt the communications of the network. The star topology used in a local area network. High-speed LANs often uses a star topology with a central hub. Apart from advantages, star topology suffers from certain limitations. Among that, it can have a higher cost to implement, especially when using a switch or router as the central network device. The central network device determines the performance of number of nodes the network can handle. If the central computer, hub or switch fails, the entire network goes down and all computers gets disconnected from the network. So this is the biggest limitation of star topology, as it is thoroughly dependent on the central, we can say, device or object. If it gets failed, the whole network goes down. So this is the biggest limitations of star topology. The third topology is line topology, or we can say bus topology. It is a network setup in which each computer and network devices are connected to a single cable or backbone. It is also having certain advantages. Among that, first, it works well when you have a small network. So in a small network, it is very useful. It is the easiest network topology for connecting computers or peripherals in a linear fashion or linear linear way. It requires less cable length than a star topology. Apart from advantages, line topology also suffers from certain limitations. Among that, we can say that it can be difficult to identify the problems if the whole network goes down. As we can see in the image, it can be hard to troubleshoot individual devices issues. It is not suitable for large network. Terminators are required for both ends of the main cables. Additional devices slow the network down. If a main cable is damaged, the network fails or splits into two networks. If in the middle of the network, if it gets damaged, then we can say the whole network gets affected, or it is divided into two networks. Is a ring topology. A ring topology is a network configuration in which device connections create a circular data path. Packets of data travel from one device to the next until they reach their destination. Most ring topologies allow packets to travel only in one direction, called a unidirectional ring network. Other permits data to move in either directions, called bidirectional. Ring topologies may be used in either local area network or wide area networks. As you can see in the image, the ring topology is there, that all the nodes are connected in a ring or circular fashion. Ring topology is also having certain advantages, that all data flows in a one directions, reducing the chance of packet collision. A network server is not needed to control network connectivity between each workstations. Data can transfer between workstations at high speeds. Additional workstations can be added without impacting performance of the network. Apart from these advantages, it also suffers from certain limitations. All data being transferred over the network must pass through each workstations on the network, so which can make it slower than the star topology. The entire network will be impacted or affected if one workstation goes down or shuts down. The hardware needed to connect each workstations to the network is more expensive than Ethernet cards and hub or switches. Thank you very much. In these sessions, we talked about various kinds of networks in terms of, we can say, wired network, wireless networks, geographically scattered networks in the form of LAN, MAN, WAN, PAN. And then after, we also discussed various ways to construct the network in terms of topology. Okay, thank you very much.